Reshma Nambi from M4TV here, and I'm gonna give you a sneak peek into this fun little loving family here today. Stay curious because I'm gonna show you some important personalities. First up behind me, I've got Mr. Anup, and guess who's that? He's the proud father of a young and emerging talent. Hi Anup, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
Pleasure.
So I'm gonna ask you to wait here while I do a tour of the room and show the rest of the family. Next up, we have the ever charming, beautiful, well known for her voice and much more, Miss Janaki Easwar. Hi Janaki.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for always supporting us, and thank you for being on the show. I'm going to ask you to wait for a few minutes while I actually introduce some of the important members of this family. Let's go and have a look. Now, introducing the backbone of this family, Miss Divya, the mother to the young and charming Miss Janaki Easwar, and her sister, Miss Kami. Hi, Divya. How are you?
Hey, good, thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
It's a pleasure.
So I've got like gazillion questions to ask you, but upfront, I want to declare that how incredibly proud the people from the subcontinent might be today, just because you and Mr. Anup, you've been facilitating this amazing talent who had the fantastic opportunity to be part of the World Cup T20 finals. Now, we all know Janaki performed, and that'll be an understatement if I said performed. She performed really well, and thank you for facilitating that. But how do you feel to be the mother of this talent?
At this moment, I would say it's beyond words. I can't really express that in words. So, yeah. That's
Off
all
the
I can-
top of your head, if you had to just say one word about Janaki singing on Sunday, what would that be?
It's a dream.
That, guys, is the mother to this young and charming Janaki Easwar, who is incredibly proud, and she had her dream come true through this young and vibrant talent. So I'm going to ask Janaki the rest of the questions. Shoot. So, Janaki, we all heard you sing along with the Australian band Ice House. How did you feel to be performing alongside established talents, given that you're up and emerging and you're there at this milestone event, which is the T20 World Cup Finals, which for some of the people is a huge dream come true? So how did you feel?
It was obviously incredibly insane performing with such legends, Australian legends, and I've learnt so much from the experience, and it was just such a humbling experience to be with all those incredible artists, including Tando and Icehouse. So, I mean, you could really just feel the energy and the vibes. Like, it was more than stressful, and like, I wasn't as nervous as I usually am on stage because I was just there and I was having so much fun. We were vibing, and the song was just like so much fun to perform, and the crowd had great energy. And just walking, before I even walked onto the stage, hearing the roars from everyone and like even backstage, it was just so unreal. And yeah, I enjoyed it so much. Yeah, and it's just, I could never believe that I would be here today so early on in my career. Yeah.
So hot off the press, I was also told that you're performing in a music video, which was released in relation to FIFA World Cup. So two sports-related settings, and you get to perform in such fantastic milestone events. And this, again, along the lines of sports. So what do you feel about that opportunity, and how was your experience doing this music video?
It was really fun, and it was something I had never done before. So I do have my own music out and my own music video, but this specific one was a much bigger kind of scale because we filmed it in different parts of the Melbourne city. So we went to like the beach side, and yeah, since this is a FIFA like related release, it was very like soccer surrounded. So they told me to do like tricks and stuff, but I'm like not sporty at all. So it was like really awkward, but I had so much fun just like playing around with the ball, and the recording was fun, and I really liked the song when they sent it through. It was kind of a genre that I've never really explored before, more to the EDM side. So yeah, I really liked recording it and just filming such a cool music video in my hometown.
Aw. So you also a songwriter, you're doing your thing, it's sort of become your own space now. How do you see such opportunities to be part of Milestone or such really important songs and music videos helping you in your personal thing? You're writing your own songs. Is how do you see that those sort of skills you've acquired from other music videos helping you with your own songwriting?
So I think the main thing is like right now I'm exploring a lot of different genres and different music styles because I haven't released too much music and I'm still finding my style and my brand and really what stands for Janaki. So I'm just exploring that and doing projects like this where specifically I didn't write the song but someone else wrote it in a style that I probably wouldn't take initiative to try, but I could still sing it and see how it sounded like in my voice. It's just really cool to know that I have so many options and things that I can do and explore. So yeah, just doing this song has helped me kind of think, oh, how else can I like write and produce? And yeah, it also made me want to take initiative in doing like harmonies and layering because while we were recording it, they did give us the track and like the main melody, but they told me to come up with harmonies and different layers and like oohs and ahs, ad-libs. So I like worked on that and it was just every single song that I get like this that I either participate in the writing for or just sing for them, I learn a lot. So it was a really fun and learning full experience. Yeah.
You're certainly a very inspirational character for very young population out there. Given that you're 13-year-old, you've done clearly you're doing something right. You've done extremely well in your singing career so far. What additional steps do you take to learn those skills that you like? The brand you just said you want to find your style, what Janaki represents. What additional steps do you take that helps you in developing that brand and the voice? And what tips would you give the younger population out there who look up to people like you to develop their career?
Yeah, so I think I get a lot of inspiration and help from my singing coach, David Jans. He really like stresses the fact that we need to have a set brand for us and we have to be unique and distinguishable from all these like thousands, millions of artists in the world. So we, the whole point of my singing lessons that I do right now is just to find, his like saying is that uniqueness is power. So more than like scales and techniques, we really focus on like exploring what we can do and what's special about us specifically. And right now I'm working with some people who are helping me to like style-wise. So I'm really interested in fashion and makeup. So there's like a specific style that I prefer, like this kind of euphoric, ethereal vibe. So I just like go for that most of the time when it comes to style and makeup. And we're trying to implement that more in music and also music videos. So I think my best advice would also to be to incorporate any kind of culture or like thing that you have specifically that's like close to your heart that you can take and put into whatever you're doing, because that will obviously make it special and unique to you specifically, because not everyone has your experiences and go through what you go through. So yeah, you should just take all your life experiences and kind of just mush them together to like find out what you really want to do and find out what you are and what your brand is. Yeah.
Thank you. That, guys, is Janaki Easwar. She's been fantastic so far. She's done great in her career. She's been the voice and such a young talent who's been inspirational to so many people out there. I'm sure those words certainly helped you, if not at least helped me. So I'm going to ask you one last question. Within this space, maybe your mom and dad, who do you sing along together with all the time?
I'd say my mom doesn't sing much. My dad does sing quite a bit. He's a singer and he's like sang on stage before. But I feel like I don't really sing together with them. I mean, with my dad, I sometimes do. Oh, we used to do Carnatic classes together. Okay. So when that was the case, we used to sing together quite a bit. And I'm trying to teach him guitar as well. We haven't completely gotten into it, but we're going to do it in the future. So yeah, things like that, we're working on that. And with my mum, I mean, like as a joke around the house when we're bored and stuff, we like sing together. So yeah.
So there should be a first for everything, right? So how about you take me to your dad now and show me how you give him guitar lessons and get him to sing as well, if you can. We all know that cricket is a huge thing for people in the subcontinent. For some of us, it is so impactful to an extent that we consider it as a practice of faith, right? So if cricket is a practice of faith or a religion, the place of worship would be the stadium, right? And the MCG is so impactful to an extent that some of us consider even being close to an MCG as a very, very, very rare opportunity. Now, here with me are the parents of Miss Janaki Easwar, who had the opportunity to perform amongst some amazing talent, bring her own brand to the venue, and perform at the finals of the T20 World Cup when England and Pakistan battled out their best. Now, Mr. Anup, how did you feel when Janaki was out there just singing her voice out?
I mean, as Divya rightly put it, it was more than a dream for us. As you rightly said, cricket is more than a religion for all of us. And we pretty much grew up in the era of Sachin Tendulkar. I think I was in 10th standard just before the board exam when the World Cup was played in 1996. And I still remember the maths examination was the day before, the night before India-Sri Lanka semi-finals. And we didn't have TV because I was in a hostel and I was on the roof listening to the radio. What do you call it?
The radio?
Commentary, yeah, radio commentary. I was listening to it, and my best memory, cricketing memory, is of Sachin Tendulkar just stepping out of the crease, hitting Shane Warne out of the park for a sixer, and that was the Desert Storm. It was called 1998 Sharjah Cup. So we used to follow cricket like religiously, I would say, and for people like us, just to watch a World Cup game in a place like MCG, that itself was like a big thing, and for us to see to watch our daughter perform at such a big venue, what can I say, you know? Yeah.
I can just feel it. Like, enough said. That's such intricate details of your memory of cricket, and then you associating it with how your daughter was performing at the MCG feels really personal, and the way you say it feels really personal to me as well. Very impactful. India did not make to the finals, but the Indian voice did. We have here with me Janaki Easwar, and I'm gonna ask her mother how she felt when the voice actually, the Indian voice, made it to the finals of the T20 World Cup. Hi Divya, thank you for bringing Janaki to the stage, and thank you for bringing Janaki to the world. So, I was standing there at the MCG finals, and I saw you and Mr. Anup walking out of the green room entry, or whatever you call it, and you were watching Janaki in her very beautiful pink, holding the mic, singing out loud. And what was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I can't really say that moment made a big impact on me, because we have been living these moments for a couple of days. Like doing rehearsals and being on the venue for dress rehearsals and everything. So I knew that she's going to smash it, because we did the dress rehearsal the other day, and then so that moment, I would say the first time when she stepped on that MCG ground for the media announcement, that's when I had that feeling. She's standing on the MCG ground with Ricky Ponting and all other amazing artists, with the T20 World Cup trophy in the field. That's when I had that moment. I'm like, oh, this is unreal. So yeah, I would say that was the moment. And then after that, I knew that she's going to be there performing. So it was kind of a journey from that day.
So can you just share some fun bits from the rehearsal experience you had during this entire preparation for the finals?
Thank you. Yeah, the most exciting bit was so we decided as a team within us, we decided so we need to incorporate some Indian classical dance to the performance and all, and then we had a discussion with Shyama, and then myself and Shyama, we were on the phone discussing how we are pulling it together and all. And the very first day of the rehearsal, when I saw the girls with Janu, that's when I had that, I thought, okay, so we did it right. Yeah, that moment was even on the rehearsal day, the girls were not fully dressed, they were on their practice saree, but even that day, it felt like I knew that it's going to be very special, and I know, like with you, the Mohiniyattam costume, the white and gold, and then is it going to make, the pink dress Janu is wearing? So I knew that it'll be really beautiful.
So clearly, there's much more than just the performance. There's an opportunity for another set of young talents to perform at this fantastic event, and it's also an acknowledgement of the culture that you and I grew up in. So, what made you think of actually combining a song performance with something like a classical, traditional performance along with it?
So, I mean, the actual person who suggested this was the team that was working on, making this whole performance come to life and deciding who was performing and how to, visually present it. So that was Leah, and she worked with us, Leah Howard. Yeah. So she was like, we'd really love to incorporate traditional dancing or just Indian dancing in your performance as backup dancers. So obviously the first thing they would lean towards is more like Bollywood dance, but we wanted to represent where we came from and where I come from, obviously, which is the South, and therefore we'd have to choose like traditional Indian dancing, and it could have been any style, but we specifically chose Mohiniyattam. Shyamanti suggested that we do Mohiniyattam because of how beautifully the dresses will complement my outfit as well, and it surprisingly went well with the song. Like it would have been a kind of like questionable moment, but when I saw it come to life on the rehearsal day, I was like, why does it fit so well? Like it was really, really good. So I'm happy that we chose Mohiniyattam because visually it looked really nice and rhythmically, and just the performance came together really well because she suggested that we do Mohiniyattam. Yeah.
Did you have good banter with the girls during the rehearsal session? You enjoyed the girl company? And
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't talk much because I was in so much pain from wearing those heels. They were so high, but they were really, really pretty. But yeah, we did have some nice talk, and just rehearsing with them was really fun.
Well, talents are not born overnight. It really takes a lot of effort to get there. And that involves a journey. And a journey that involves not just one person, a group of people. Now, here with me are 3 people who have gone through that journey. And I'm going to ask the best suited person here. Feel free to jump in, whoever wants to answer. But the question is the journey. What was the journey? And how did, from the voice to the T20 finals, is certainly you as a team, you've clearly done something extremely well and extremely right. So what was that journey, and how did that make you feel while you were going through the journey?
I mean, all the credit goes to Janaki, I would say. She works really, really hard. She writes her songs and she practices every day without fail, whether it is Western music or her Carnatic music vocal training. She makes sure she practices every day. Most importantly, she listens to music every single day, all genres. And yeah, working hard really over the past 12 months. And yeah.
Yeah, so after The Voice, there was a lot of media attention surrounding me and just the journey of The Voice. So I think through that I had so many incredible opportunities that just came along my way. So I think the first major one was me being able to perform at the Indian Film Festival. And I think the major bit for that was that I got to perform my own song that I wrote and composed with an orchestra. So that was absolutely insane. That was like the biggest thing that happened to me after The Voice, and it was such a cool experience, and I performed on a huge stage, and yeah, it was so much fun. So that was one thing that came along my way, and after that, something incredibly huge also happened. I was the opening act for Atif Aslam in his Australia and New Zealand tour. So that was absolutely crazy for more than me, my parents, because they obviously grew up listening to Atif and his music. Not grew up, like
We were
like in his college years. Yeah, college years, listening to Atif, and even my friends, they were all like, Atif Aslam, oh my god, his songs like are so iconic. So yeah, touring with him, I learned a lot. I learned so much, and that was the biggest stage that I had performed on because there were like thousands of people watching, and I learned a lot from the crew that was working with him as well, like the lighting people, sound engineers, and obviously him himself. So yeah, that was huge, and after that, I got to co-host and also perform at the Indian Australian Fashion Week. So I'm specifically really into fashion, as I mentioned before. So it was really fun just to watch a runway show for the first time. And I got to host as well and perform there. So yeah, I was really happy that I got that amazing opportunity. And yeah, after that, the most recent thing that happened was me performing at the bouquet finals, the T20 finals. So that was all just a lead up to this, huge moment and the biggest stage that I've been on with hundreds of thousands of people watching. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and there was obviously so much hard work that got put in, not just from me and not just from my parents, just my singing coach and all the people who worked on choosing my outfit, doing my makeup, and yeah, they've all been with me throughout this journey. So.
I'm just saying, right, without looking at the results, if you just keep working, you will be rewarded regardless. So that's what she's doing. She's just putting in 100% every single day. So I think it's getting rewarded.
Yeah, even like everything was, organic. Like it was just happening, and then we didn't know that whatever we are doing today will result to anything bigger. Next day, we were not sure of that. Even for all these opportunities, like whether it's T20 or Atif Aslam, it just came in our mailbox. When I open the mailbox, we'll see an email like we are like, oh no, how did this happen? So yeah, when we do something, we are not sure, or we are not expecting that something big is going to happen next day.
And for someone who's in the limelight so much, who has so much of attention, so much of fans, how are you so grounded and humble? Like the half an hour I was here and I'm here and I'm speaking with you, very humble, you're very grounded, so approachable. So how are you keeping your cool?
I mean, I don't think I'm like trying to do that. I guess it's just like in my nature. I don't know. I mean, ever since I was like really young, people always said that, oh, I'm an old soul and I'm mature for my age. But yeah, I'm just being me. And I try not to try too hard. So I just try to like just be myself. Because if I don't want to lose myself in who I am. So I'm just like going with the flow. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like within the family, between myself, Janaki and Anup, I would say there were times like we were trying really hard, but right at this moment we stopped that. So that made a huge impact. It's more easy and more happy.
Fruits of your seeds have come now. Like you're enjoying it.
Absolutely. I mean, the most important thing is not to get immersed so much and just keep working. After the T20 performance on Sunday, she straight away started writing songs the next day. So that's a good thing. I hope she continues the same.
Plans for the future?
As of now, just like we've been doing like in the past year, I'd say, just going with the flow. Whatever opportunities come to me, I will take them and work hard on writing songs mainly, because the more songs the better. And most people, they write like thousands of songs. So I'm just working to build my like discography before it gets released. And yes, I'll be writing more often and trying to pick up like new skills. So I guess producing, I'm trying to learn like maybe piano. I feel like that'll help as well. So just small things like that. And yeah, I'll try and release more music and work on, I think, like kind of distinguishing my fashion style as well. So yeah, that's probably what I'll be doing in the near future.
Do you want to talk about the latest song you've written and your latest fashion style that you're following at the moment?
So the latest song that got released is my song Bittersweet. Excluding the one that I didn't write, which was 1,000 Miles Up. But Bittersweet got released, I think, the start of this year, kind of early this year. And yeah, that song I wrote last year. I wrote that song last year on a track, and it was just like about feeling unsure, about your feelings, being in kind of forbidden love, like that kind of trope. So that's what I wrote it about, and the visuals were really fun to make as well from Imaginaria. There were like neon lights, and producing it, working with my producer was really fun as well. So yeah, that's the most recent song that I had released, and I've written a lot more after that, but I'm not going to disclose too much about that. And fashion-wise, I mean, I'm Nothing really specific, but yeah, hopefully we're planning to maybe go to Korea next year. So they've got like really cool fashion and streetwear as well. So probably when I go there, I'm gonna like stock up on a whole bunch of clothes that I can use. So
And that was a fun chat with this family of four, sharing their wonderful experience and what chit chat. And there was a lot of banter, which I'm not going to talk to you about. But thank you for viewing. And we have. Bye.